Well, first of all, Jamaine, thank you so much for taking the time to talk. How have you been?
I've been great. I've been doing real good. How are you?
Good. I'm always interested. First thing I typically ask most boxers, every boxer has an origin story. So, how did you make your entry into boxing? Where did it all start from?
I started boxing. I get this question asked a lot. I started boxing at the age of 7. Started out at the Boys and Girls Club and started competing. That's how it kind of really started. And just I kept winning, going to tournaments, and I'm here. After how many years? After what? 18 years. I'm here.
Well, and things are going well. Obviously, you're undefeated. You just had a big fight in February. Um, I'm curious, kind of going up through the ranks. You and I have something in common. We're both fathers of 5-year-old daughters. Uh, so, kind of, how has being a father changed your perspective of life, and has that kind of added something to your desire as a boxer?
Uh, Being a father is tough, especially with a 5-year-old girl. It's a challenge, but it's a blessing at the same time. So uh, definitely, she keeps my daughter definitely keeps me on my toes, and she makes me be the best version of myself, 100%, 100%.
How how excited is she when does she watch your fights?
I know when she was younger, she used to watch all my fights. Uh, Sometimes she watches me on YouTube. She just searches up my name and she'll watch me on YouTube. But I don't know. I don't think she watched the last fight. No,
Mhm.
not sure.
As far as, your experiences, I mean, there's a lot going on there. I mean, you had your amateur experience, which you fought some of the biggest names, beat some of the biggest names as well. Um, you also had some time sparring with Vasily Lomanchenko about a year ago. What was that experience like, and what did you gain from that experience?
Uh, that was a great experience. Sparring one of my favorite pound for pound fighters. Somebody who I watched. Hundreds of hours of tape. Not hundreds of hours. I'm probably over exaggerating, but a lot of hours of tape on, and just doing a lot of imitation of him. It was a blessing to just be in there, getting in the ring, and knowing that I belong in the top and I'm gonna be world champion one day.
Looking at the collection of experiences that you had from obviously all of the fights that you've had so far professionally, but even going back and um, fighting Teofimo Lopez in the amateurs and Edgar Berlanga, um, Vasily Lomachenko, that whole collection, does that show you that you have what it takes to become a champion? And how much confidence does that give you?
Yeah, it's just confirmation. All the guys that I've been in the ring with, and what I've done, and who I've competed in, them being world champions now or being on the top. I know I'm gonna be up next. I just gotta be patient, continue grinding, uh, keep winning these fights, and I'm gonna be there.
When you go through the professional ranks, obviously there's a difference between the pros and the amateur rankings. When you had that fight with Joseph Adorno, you get knocked down twice, but you get back up, you fight to a draw. How much of that was a learning experience for you, and what did you really take away from that bout?
That was a real learning experience for me. Just not being over anxious, being more patient. Uh, I learned that with that fight being knocked down, I just was trying to play like catch up. I was just trying to make sure that I was gonna win. Me fighting on his promoter's card, me feeling like I'm the B side, just knowing how boxing works and how there's so many robberies going on all the time that I witnessed. I just didn't want that to happen to me. So I just wanted to make sure that I dominated every second of the fight, so they couldn't take the fight from me. But that led me open to some mistakes and eventually me getting caught. And I adapted in the sense after that fight, made adjustments. Shall I say, I made adjustments, worked on some mistakes I've made, and corrected those mistakes. At least tried my best to. and showed that in my last fight by being able to just box. And if I had to get in there and fight, I did, but not overly fighting and just being able to box and stick to the game plan and make the fight easier on myself than harder on myself.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you about your last bout with Nahir Albright. Looking from the Adorno fight to the Albright fight, uh, were you pleased with the amount of improvement and the things that you were implementing? What went right for you in that fight, and how did you assess yourself?
Uh, I was happy that I got to do exactly what I said I was going to do. I said I was going to box. I said I was going to make it an easy night on myself. I said I wasn't going to take a lot of punishment, you know, basically not taking unnecessary hits, not take one to give one all the time. And I did that. I wasn't the best performance knowing my abilities, but it was an easy win, and I don't have to fight every single fight a hard one. I don't have to make every single fight a dog fight, and I don't have to make every single fight an entertaining fight. Sometimes I just have to fight enough to get the win. And that's what I was satisfied with. I just did enough on my part to make it an easy night on myself and to be back in the ring within a week, well, back into the gym within a week without any serious injuries. And that's what I was happy with.
Your team and promotional team and management has done a really nice job finding you, step ups in opposition with every single fight. Where would you like to go from here at this point? Are there a fighter to maybe that you're like, yeah, what, that guy's a guy that would be perfect for me right now?
Right now, I would really like to fight Roland, Rolly Romero.
Hmm.
For the summertime, I think that would be a great bout for me. Perfect matchup. Another undefeated dude, as you can see in my record, I'll fight undefeated dudes. That's nothing I run away from. Uh, I think I like that one. And then whoever has the titles, I want a world title. That's what I want.
Rolly is he's known to talk a lot. Have you had any interactions with him whatsoever?
I have those. I went actually to Foxwoods Casino when he fought Jackson Martinez or Martinez, it was.
Marinas, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, Martinez. And my intention was if when he won the fight, I was gonna like call him out, whatever. But he had a horrible performance that, he lost the fight, but they gave it to him.
Hmm.
And I was just like, I'm not gonna do that. Everybody just seen what happened. Uh, but I got to see him and I was like, I'll see you soon. I got a picture with him that day. And yeah,
Yeah, if you're trying to poke him, I hear that he doesn't take kindly to people DMing him on Instagram, and he usually
no,
gets a response on that.
yeah.
uh,
Okay, that's good to
as
know.
as far as what you see from Romero, what makes you think that he's the kind of fighter that you could take out at this stage in his game?
Um, I see him one dimensional. I don't see too many things in his toolbox. The sense he's slow, he's I don't know. I just see it very easy. I just see it very easy for me to beat him.
This You've already got one fight under your belt in 2022. Do you have like an objective for how many fights when you go into the year? Like, do you have that in mind?
I want to fight 2, 3 times this year. Uh, I wasn't that active last year. I only had one fight last year, so I'm definitely trying to have 2, 3 fights this year. Well, 2 to 3 more fights to have a total
Mhm.
of at least 3 to 4 fights this year. I want to be real active this year and put my name on the top where it belongs and make a couple statements.
Well, Jermaine, you've been putting together a pretty good body of work on your resume. Hopefully, we can see you in the ring soon with Rolly Romero. That would be a treat. But thank you for taking the time, and best of luck moving forward.
All right, thank you. There's something I did want to mention is that,
Mhm.
I am taking a step into acting too. I got to set up this interview for me, Sean Caro Productions, working with them. And so, yeah, I wanted to definitely mention that.
Okay, that takes me a different direction. What brought you into acting?
Um, just trying to utilize my potential.
Mhm.
You know, if I got the looks and if I got something that people want, then I'm always open to new opportunities. And I always see myself on TV. So I'm on TV fighting. I could be on TV not taking any hits. I think is even better.
What, do you have any, like, have you been going to auditions, taking acting classes, that type of thing?
Yeah, I've done a couple auditions. Um, they worked out real good. I was actually surprised with myself on how well I did with the auditions. But yeah, so hopefully we see me on a bigger screen, on the big screen in an acting role soon.
I know that you've been having a business where you buy and sell houses too. Are you continuing to do that while pursuing acting?
Yeah, yeah, I do that as well.
Man, you are a
Do
busy
that
dude.
as well. I am busy. Always busy. Always on the move. Always on the move. As you see me, I'm just thinking now. Most of my interviews, if you look at them, they're in the car because I'm always on the move.
Yeah,
I'm like
I hear
all
you,
my
man.
interviews on the car. I'm always on the move.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, hopefully we see you on a TV show or, who knows, maybe even a movie or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, sounds good. Well, whether it's in the ring or in front of the camera, hopefully we'll be seeing that happen. So thank you so much. I appreciate it, Jermaine.
No, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.